Hello everyone, welcome to Roll for Damage. Lately I've been working on my tavern build, and I came up with this really neat way to make these bottles of liquor. So today I'm going to show you how to do bottles, casks, and kegs. Okay, to start, we're going to be using push tacks. I bought these from the Dollar Tree. I believe it was 100 of them, obviously for $1. And what we're going to do is we're going to snip off the ends of both sides. These push pins in particular, I'm not sure about all of them, but they're actually a real nail inside. They have a head, so you have to cut right above that head. If you could find some that you could just pull, maybe pull that tack piece out, that would probably work a little better. But needless to say, it's not that big of a deal. So now I'm just going to take my needle nose pliers and just trim any extra burrs that I found. They're slightly beveled. The bottom is a little bit wider than the top. And just to finish smoothing everything off, I'm only going to worry about the bottom, and I'm just going to lightly hit that with my sandpaper. And that's basically just to get any of the, the uneven surfaces. Alright, so let's get our wax paper, or I'm sorry, our parchment paper. We're going to put a little dab of hot glue down, and then I'm going to take the narrow side, put that on the parchment, into the hot glue that is on the parchment, and just let it sit for like a second. Once that's done, excuse me, once that's done, we're going to slowly just pull it away as we're blowing. And what that does is that leaves this little tube of hot glue, like a string almost. It's just going to be a little thicker than a normal wisp. Alright, let's go ahead and just peel that right off. Comes off no problem. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut off the tip where that tube of hot glue starts to flare out, where we had it sitting on top of the parchment paper. And there's our bottle tops. Every bottle top is going to have a really good side and a side that's not so good. So when we go to paint these, we're only going to be painting one side of them, and we're going to paint the side that is the least attractive. So I'm doing mine for my my liquor setup. So I just went ahead and did a bunch while I was doing them. See, there we go, all staining up. Again, I'm cutting right where it starts to flare out. Alright, and once again, I'm going to paint the worst side of the little bottles. So like if the hot glue all stuck to one side when you pulled it, paint that side. You want the nice pretty side facing you. And you see that when you have it painted like this, that it gives it that glass look, like it's full. So I went ahead and glued some on, and those are looking good. Those will look really good. However, I need to put some corks on them. So I'm going to get out my moccasin brown, and I'm just going to lightly dab just the tops and just a hair below the top. That way it looks like corks. I was showing you that I went back and I added some labels to them. I have some silver labels and a gold label on some of the bottles. And now we're going to do the mini casks. So I bought a bunch of mechanical pencils from the Dollar Tree as well. I believe it was 8 to a pack. And I'm going to use these erasers as the mini wine casks. Okay. Alright, to give our kegs that rounded keg look, I'm going to stick the erasers back in the pencil and just round those edges off. Flip it over and do the other side. Alright, we're going to coat everything with a dark brown. This is called bark brown. Put them on toothpicks so they can dry out. I'm just sticking that into my foam. Once that's dry, I'm going to go back with some moccasin brown and add some slats to give it that fake wood look, you know, that a bunch of them were stuck together to form a barrel. I'm going to take my metallic paint and I'm going to do the little bands on it. There's my kegs. It follows the same process. Those are just corks, wine corks cut in half with a piece of toothpick jammed in it as the spout. Followed the same exact same process as the actual mini casks. If you wanted further detail, you could have went and actually made those bands out of cardstock. I thought this was enough. I didn't feel like going through all that extra work for it. But it would give it that much greater detail. Alright, and I painted all mine a little different. That way I just didn't have any similar items. You know, that may have, you know, one from different countries or different towns and or whatever, so they wouldn't all be the same. They wouldn't be made of the same wood, the same product. So I just wanted them to all be a little different, a little unique. Alright, and I'm going to use this Gorilla glue. This is a gel super glue. It takes a little longer to dry, but it gives you a lot more time to get things adjusted how you need them before it's like instantly on your, you know, whatever your craft you're building. And it's much easier to work with. So I was trying to set it up where you could see me put it on there, but I didn't want it to fall off while I was trying to put it on there, so it kind of didn't work out the way I was planning. However, all I'm doing is I have the piece of where I put the toothpick in it. I'm going to glue that side and then glue it to the actual table. I'm showing you I went back with a fine tip Sharpie and just wrote some scrolling marks on the labels. And here we go. Let's see what our tavern looks like. Walking through, I'm going to sit at the bar stools. What should I order? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty neat. Well, I hope this helps. Thank y'all for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and to click on that bell so you receive all our updates. Till next craft.